Kim Jong-il demanded that she would divorce her husband and come and be his wife. Right? Nobody really truly understood how evil communism was, and now apparently a lot of people still don't understand how evil communism is. So I guess history repeats itself. Kim Jong-il not only just demanding her to be killed in her body, but demanded that she get erased in the North Korean history. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Yeonmi Park and I'm a nursing de facto human rights activist. In the time that I am living in and in America, where a lot of people think that silence is violence, today in this video I really try to show what true violence looks like, what true injustice looks like. And there is no regime that is quite frankly anywhere close to like North Korean regime. It is one of the most brutal, inhumane regimes that we've ever seen as a humanity. And this regime is continuing for the 80 years. The story that I found today is only came to light in the recent years by Japanese. It is about a woman, the most tragic story of North Korean woman. She was a top actress in North Korea. So imagine if I don't know, whoever the top actress that you can think of in America, maybe Angelina Jolie, Nicole Kidman, anybody like that. Beautiful, gorgeous, talented, this brilliant woman. She was a top star in the 1970s in North Korea. Right before her was a Song Hye-rim, and she was also top gorgeous star in North Korea. And then one day Kim Jong-il, the dictator, saw her on the movie set, and she was happily married with a daughter and to her husband. And Kim Jong-il demanded that she would divorce her husband and come and be his wife. So that's how Kim Jong-un got his wife, by stealing somebody else's wife. And Song Hye-rim gave birth to Kim Jong-nam, who was killed by Kim Jong-un, the current dictator. So Kim Jong-il is known to having this kind of a dictator's mindset where everything has to be his way. So in the 60s, Song Hye-rim was a top actress in North Korea, and she had to disappear because Kim Jong-il chose her. Then in the 70s, this woman called Woo In-hee came to North Korea. She was very unlike the other North Koreans, very tall and beautiful. Whoever seen her would just talk about how literally, she was just shining through everything that people could see. With that gorgeous look, she was also a very talented artist. She was a great actress. Therefore, she was in most of North Korea's top movies at the time. And apparently, she was also married to a man and then she had 2 daughters. But one day, she gets executed brutally in front of her 2 daughters and husband. And so what happened to her? So in 1970 February, there was an apartment in Pyongyang that was exclusively reserved for the top officials in Pyongyang. In the parking lot, there was 2 people who were actually naked, got discovered. And the man was died and the woman was also not unconscious. They took her to the hospital and she got treated and she came back. That was Woo In-hee, and this man who died in the car was actually the son of the Japanese smuggler. So a lot of people don't know this. Before the Korean War, a lot of Koreans went to Japan to work. And even the war ended, a lot of Koreans did not come back to Korea. Those people had a very special longing for their hometown. So they did not understand that Korea, after they left, became one was under communism, one under democracy. And they were back then, right? Nobody really truly understood how evil communism was, and now apparently a lot of people still don't understand how evil communism is. So I guess history repeats itself. So even these Japanese people, back then a lot of them admired the North. They thought North Korea, it was all about humane, getting rid of inequality. It was an equitable policy where nobody left behind. And these people in Japan who became very successful but who are Korean ethnic, they were sending even their children and sending a lot of money to North Korea. So Kim Jong Il made the offer to this guy, like, I can make your son another zoo that become charge of the propaganda sector, and then if you give all the investment and help us to buy the equipment. And Kim Jong-il by then understood the power of propaganda through television. So this guy, whose father was a mogul in Japan, had a lot of money in Pyongyang and had a lot of power from Kim Jong-il. So he was a complete womanizer and drinks, gambles all the time. He one day saw Woo-hee and demanded her to sleep with him. And this is the thing, like in the time of Me Too, and people understand, like women what we go through. But in North Korea, it is the most dangerous, vulnerable place, especially in North Korean show industry. Guys, there's no internet. There's no any independent press. The police doesn't even not know what sexual harassment is. So if the women get raped, there's no place to go, no blog to write about, no tweets to make. If you actually talk to people that you got assaulted, that people actually blame the woman. So as a top actress, she still had no choice but going with his harass. And that's it induced, and he went to Kim Jong-il, and he received the news. And from his direct order, he demanded that she needs to be killed. So that's why one day in Pyongyang resident, actually a lot of people who attended this execution now has defected and now living in South Korea, and they have given many testimonies, and they were all independently but all the same story. It was a huge public execution. People did not even know why they were going one day in a big stadium, where they brought this woman in a short hair and brought her out. And even that time, people could tell she was so beautiful. And put her tie in the rope, and sitting the family, 2 daughters and husband, right in front. Then putting all the officials and schools and the residents all in the back. And they were reading her crime. That was actually she had a lot of affairs and broke many families. Because of that, she was publicly executed. There were 7 soldiers with the AK-47 guns. Shot her more than per person 20 times. She got shot more than 100 times by these soldiers. And she just became into little pieces. The most remarkable thing about this execution is not even the method of this cruelty. The one thing that is unfathomable for us, that Kim Jong-il not only just demanding her to be killed in her body, but demanded that she get erased in the North Korean history. There were more than 20 movies that she was in. She was in the North Korean calendars, in magazines. Literally, officials went to Pyongyang resident in North Korea and then took out the pictures of her in the magazines and calendars. And Kim Jong-il demanded every movie that she was in had to be remade with a new actress. Why would Kim Jong-il had so much hate towards her? Apparently, he also took advantage of her when he was rising into father, working for his own Kim Il-sung. And when he heard the news that she actually slept with somebody else, he got so jealous and demanded to kill her. Then she went ahead and then demanded to officials that she wanted to see the dear leader. And he knew that she would actually tell people what he did to her. That's why she had to be gone. So after this many years, people in North Korea knew who she was, because back then people saw the movies. And when it comes to me, I was born in 1993. I never got to see the movie that she was in, but my mother remembered. Then recently, Japanese newspapers, they revealed her picture, and that's how her picture came into light, and she became remembered again in the human history. The most amazing thing about this whole thing is that one day they made her sitting in a big stadium, and then with all the officials, making her do the self-criticism session where she confesses her sin. And this woman was so brave. She did not cave. She stood up and asked officials, "Who has not asked me to sleep with you in this space right now?" And shockingly, except one, every other guys, every powerful man in North Korea demanded sexual favor from her. So it's a behind the scene, what in North Korea, the power concentrated in the elite and what they are doing to the most vulnerable people in the world. and the 25 million people are going through this kind of treatment. And this is like in how many decades ago? It's not even that long ago that North Korean people are going through something this barbaric. That I hope that more people really know about how it is so important for us to just guard our rights and our liberty, and really like let the world know what's really going on in this underdarkness of North Korean regime. So thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like button and share this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Thank you.